you want to create a chat app to chat with your friends. You don't want to use WhatsApp or any service like this, and you want to code it yourself. So here is my top 3 tools to use to do it yourself. So you have multiple solutions. The first one I would use is Matrix. So Matrix, it's basically a protocol to use for communications. And there's many ways to use it. So you can just go here and use Matrix. So if you go here, you choose the client, you choose element, and you go here on the browser. So you can just use any chat on this domain. So you have to create an account, and here you can chat with people, so like you would do on Slack or other web app. But what is also really interesting is that you can actually host it yourself. So to do it the easiest way, I actually made a video about this, so if you can look on my channel. But what you have to do is to host your server. So if you go on Matrix, you can see, so if I go here, you can see like choose a server. You can find a public server, so like this one, matrix.org, but you can also install yours. And to do this, the best way is to use Synapse, so because it's stable now. Also Conduit and Dentrit are really popular and quite good, but I will go with Synapse, and you can just install Synapse with Docker, so actually with Ansible. So the video I made about this, with this GitHub account, you just have to follow this. This is really easy to do. I actually made a video so you can look it up, but you follow this. You just need you just need to host it somewhere, so you can pay a server on Amazon or Google, or also OVH or Hostinger. Actually, Hostinger, I think it's probably one of the cheapest one you can get. Right now, with this, you can get 3 months for free. I will put a link in the description. And just for $250, so it's probably the cheapest you can get. This is not to use for actually Matrix, because you need a real hosting, so a VPS. So it's a bit more expensive, but it's still quite cheap if you compare it to Amazon. And then once you install the server, so here when you sign in, you will just need to change the home server. So it can be any domain that you have. So mydomain.com, so the domain that you bought. You need to buy it. You can use Namecheap, for instance. And once you have a domain, you can really choose who has access to it. You can just create the specific users you want, so only you and your friends or your family can access it. So it's really convenient. The other way I would do if I wanted to have a live chat app with my friends is to use Firebase. So Firebase, what is Firebase? So it's actually now there are many services, but at the beginning it was mostly a live database. So if we go here on the product, the most famous is the real-time database. So it's really easy to use. You can just write in the database and listen from any clients. So if you follow the documentation from here, you can actually use it for free at the beginning, because I think it depends on the usage, but even with your friends, you don't have to do a lot of things. And when you go here on the database, you can see, for instance, I have a database here. So here you can write a branch. So for instance, I will make the main branch, and inside you can put a value. Usually it will be an object. Okay, it's not so. So here you have to add the key and the value. So for instance, I would put ID and the value. You can put what you want, but you can also add another object. So ID, for instance, 2. So 2 and 3, and here you can just put the message that you want. So timestamp. You can just put some dates, and you just have to add things like in the shape you want. Basically, you will get some JSON after, and it's really easy to use. You can put some rules for security, but at the beginning, I think it's really useless to put some rules. So you can just put true and true. What it means is that anybody that can actually access your database, and anybody can read and delete. So it's quite dangerous. As you can see, like they put a warning message. So it's really for development, and you don't have any sensitive data here, but it's really useful at the beginning. And so this is the second way I would make a live chat app. But if you don't want to use Firebase, because it's actually from Google, so you have to pay for it, and it can be quite pricey. There's also a really nice software now, which is Supabase. It's another live database, and this is open source compared to Firebase and really easy to use. So you can just go there, you can see the pricing, so it's free for your patient projects. So you can really do a lot of things with this, and that's what I will use now instead of Firebase. Even for Firebase, there's a lot of demand now if you want to find a job for this. But if you want to create your own applications, I guess Supabase have a lot of advantages because it was developed not so long ago compared to Firebase, so it's newer technologies that can be better. But Firebase is supposed to be more performant, but it can cost a lot. And Supabase basically works a bit like Firebase, so you can just check the documentation. You can actually start your project here and have a free project like in Firebase. And it actually uses Postgres, so if you know Postgres, it will be really easy to set up this, and you can have a lot of fun with your personal project. So these were my 3 favorite projects to use if you want to create a live chat apps. Tell me in comments if you want me to show you in details how to use one of them. And if you think that another project would be better to create a chat app, you can also tell me in comment. And thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.